I'm from Rochester, New York, Western New York. Not too much like Boston, in the woods like this, but more of farm country.
So I'm from Singapore. Singapore was it was an odd place to grow up.
We met in college in Baltimore at Johns Hopkins. We were both pre-meds, and I was a year ahead of him in school.
Since a young age, I've always known I wanted to live in America. I had never visited before, but it was all from TV. So I struck a deal with my dad. If I got certain grades in my exams, he would send me to college here. Straight A's. He thought there was no chance that I'd actually be able to get those grades. And so when it happened, I think there was a little bit of surprise. Hence, I came to Johns Hopkins to college.
So we met when I think I was a sophomore and he was a freshman. We were both campus activists. I was the president of the college gay group.
I had a great little room that I kept at 90 degrees because, yes, Singapore, 90 degrees. And here's Erik, who grew up in Rochester, New York, enjoying the cold. I think in our first 10 years together, Erik didn't own a pair of pants. He was always in shorts, even in the coldest of weathers. He'd come to my little room and put up with the 90 degrees just to spend time together. When our leases expired, we moved in together and quickly realized that, we're in this for the long run.
That was over 20 years ago, and so we've been together ever since college.
I wanted to stay here as long as possible, and so, I took all 4 years of college, kept adding majors and adding minors just to be able to stay in the country.
I waited for him to finish his triple major, and then he followed me up here to law school and worked at Harvard Medical School, which was, at that time, looked like an opportunity for him to be sponsored for a green card.
I knew I couldn't go back to Singapore for a multitude of reasons, but we didn't know what was next. And we knew that the one thing I needed a way to stay in this country.
The first many years was this period of uncertainty where he had no status beyond a student visa and then a temporary worker's visa.
It's hard to understand until you've actually lived through it, the uncertainty of knowing what tomorrow holds. And that's what we did from 92 to 98, and realistically, all the way through till at least I became a permanent resident in 2005. Every one of those days we'd get up in the morning not knowing if that was the day when the rug would be pulled out from under us.
Before there was even sexual orientation-based asylum and other things out there, we knew we couldn't possibly be alone in this situation.
It was 1998 when I finally got asylum to the U.S. where we heard that Janet Reno had included sexual orientation in social group for asylum. It was a tremendous day. It was a tremendous day.
Ranesh was here in the country for 21 years from the time he came to college at Johns Hopkins till the time that he was sworn in last January as a U.S. citizen.
I still look back on it today, and I think it's a testament to our relationship that we stuck through all of that, because it was a scary thing to live through. It's conceivable to think that you can find a way, if I was ever deported from the country, for Erik and me to stay together. It's inconceivable to think about how this would impact a child.
We did finally go through what at that time had become possible of surrogacy through in California with a wonderful surrogate mother that we're still very, very close to. Our son Christopher, who was born in 2005, is now turning 6 years old in a week, and he's just an amazing joy and presence in our lives every day, and gives us even more permanence and sense of family, and to be able to know that we can always be together as a family, know that no one can take that away.
Life's great. I can't summarize it any better than that. Life's great. This is it. This is the man I've always known I want to spend my life with, and you know what? Now I can. And that Waited so long to be able to say that.
Of course, the other thing that's changed is the development of immigration equality and the real comprehensive network of people and that it represents. Just to know that there are so many wonderful people working on getting policies changed, winning asylum for LGBT and HIV positive people, gives me great hope. Gives me great hope that we are getting to the end of this long struggle.